It looks like aliens are coming. Aliens are here. They're gonna invade us. They're coming, and they're coming to America and to New Jersey. Literally the dumpster state of America. I don't know why they're going to go to New Jersey, but apparently this guy has talked to a guy that maybe knows a guy that knows what's going on.
Going to happen next. So let's start it off with Dr. Stephen Greer. Welcome. And what's going on with these drones? Everybody wants to get your opinion.
If you guys don't know, there's been some crazy footage. I'll try to put it up now on screen of these UFOs that have just been coming over through the seas in New Jersey all at night. I think it's a military thing. I don't know if it's quote unquote aliens, but we'll see what they have to say here.
Well, some backstory on that.
This is definitely the kind of guy who stays up at night doing the research for me. I'll let him go down the rabbit hole for me.
These all began some months ago after a team of high-level black site defectors decided that they would come forward between now and early January with all the evidence and information from 6 different black sites that have been involved in shooting down the
I get worried when we start pulling up, like, we're going to pull out information from 6 different sites because we've had these whistleblowers come forward. Like, why now? Why now?
ET craft, the reverse engineering of them, the ET bodies, and the man-made, what they call ATs, which is advanced technology, which are the man-made UFOs, which are most of what people see. Now, of course, the covert transnational corrupt organization running covert UFO UAP programs knows this. And of course, they can monitor everything with or without an encrypted block. And they are now launching what we had predicted in the late 1990s, and that is a series of diversionary false flag events to confuse the public and the politicians and the Pentagon as to what these UAPs are. So the whole launch of the drones that you're seeing in the United Kingdom, those started after I got back from the United Kingdom, providing briefings to the senior leadership of that country about this emerging disclosure that will be the biggest event in modern human history, frankly.
I mean, with the combination of AI, this new quantum chip, uh, we're gonna progress in technology, and it's a matter of time before we produce something that's absolutely insane, even to our standards. Do I think aliens exist? Sure. Do I think they visited this planet? Probably. Do we have maybe some stuff that we've been able to reverse engineer? Maybe. But do we have bodies and stuff like that? I don't think so. I think if we had human body, not human. I think if we had alien bodies on this planet, I think it would get out some way somehow.
The people coming forward are not secondhand or even mine or firsthand. These are operators assigned to special forces who have now risen up to a senior position at these key black sites, and they will be unmasked. They will be named. They will have the evidence. They will have the proof. And that's all happening in the next 30 days or so.
That's actually insane. The next 30 days or so. But so you're telling me by the end of January of 2025, we're gonna know exactly what the hell's going on. We have aliens. Is this a freaking psyop? Are they just trying to control us? Like, part of me thinks that this is gonna be like a way for lockdowns here in the United States for them to kind of like the government to try to rein us in. But at the same time, now with Trump and everybody come in, and I don't feel like that's their plan. Very interesting.
I am telling you this because it is imminent. It's why I've been on a tour all over the world meeting with senior officials in the U.S. government, the incoming administration, the current leaders in the House and the Senate. In fact, I just got back from Washington last night.
How does a guy like this start taking flights and meet with people like this? This is like, what kind, like, once upon a time, this was just a dude in a high school class taking notes, and now he's meeting with like world leaders about aliens. Talk about a crazy ass life.
So that is what is happening. The drones are a predictable launch of a diversionary and a confusing event. They're certainly not extraterrestrial or NHI. The pop culture now is non-human intelligence term, NHI craft. It's
NHI meaning like non-human intelligence.
It's clear that they're able to have assets that are ground-based or in stiffs subterranean facilities, or what some people call DUMBs, deep underground military bases, where they can launch these sort of objects and create all kinds of confusion and alarm and panic. This is now breaking all into the mainstream news, just as this group is pivoting to disclose the facts and the real information. So this is a Psyop, psychological warfare operation. We predicted it. We've been predicting it for 25 years. If you
You know, and when I talk about the government, and I'm just thinking about what I said earlier about like this may not be Trump's and Elon and everyone else's agenda to have this type of psyop. It very well could be like the quote unquote deep state, which we've been warned about over here in America for quite a while about Lockheed Martin, the Black Rocks, the people that work behind the scenes here to kind of corrupt and murky the waters. They could be the ones kind of pulling the strings here.
read my paper that I wrote in 1999. It's on our website, drstephengreer.com, and it states very pointedly that the actors who are keeping this secret will take the momentum of disclosure and try to turn it into an alien invasion scenario, a good versus bad alien scenario, a way to keep war running all over the world, and also aggrandize the military industrial complex with trillions of dollars in new spending to create a countermeasure to the alien threat.
Oh my God, that actually kind of makes sense. It's kind of like the same thing that when Dick Cheney blew up the Middle East and then gave himself a no bid contract to be able to rebuild the Middle East, meaning he could spend and use as much resources as he wants. Imagine an alien invasion. Hey, I need a bigger budget so I can build shit to combat that. Like that, always follow the money, and this that makes the most sense for this to be some kind of like set up fake, example of like or way of getting a no bid contract for developing, future technologies.
So we know this was the plan that was hatched in 1953 or so at the CIA. We have documents to that effect, and that it would only take place because there had been a long-term, multi-decade psychological warfare operation that began in the late in the 50s in earnest with the man-made UFOs, and then later where they were using altered humans, and then in the later robotic aliens to abduct humans and to instigate terrorizing events like mutilations. And on occasion where they place these man-made UFOs over a developing world village.
That's a big leap, huh?
And blown up the whole village and killed dozens of people. Now we have people on the inside who know all this. And so now the incoming president doesn't know this, the Congress doesn't know this, and 99.9% at the Pentagon don't know it. But this is what's going to be coming out in part.
What?
And the very granular.
That's a Billy Carlson. I know this guy. This guy is the Anunnaki guy.
Details of
I like Billy Carlson.
Group is going to.
He's fun to listen to.
Put out there. We don't know, but it will absolutely be dispositive proof. But also the fact that they've agreed to unmask themselves, meaning they'll be named, is new. I just learned that a couple weeks ago when the leader of that group met with me at my place in Washington, D.C. So we'll see what happens if they don't get scrubbed. I mean, if they're not assassinated between now and then, this is what's coming out. And I'm making an attempt. I sort of joke, I've become the cosmic Paul Revere, going around trying to give a heads up to leaders around the world about this.
What?
Exactly. Busy times right now, and it's crazy what's going on in the major media on how they're putting it out there. We don't know what these things are, but don't worry about it. They don't mean us any harm. And some of
what nonsense. We know what they are, and we know why they're there. Now, the press conference at the Pentagon today, there was a young woman who was saying, well, blah, blah. And I think, honestly, people say, well, she's lying. She's not lying. Look, I've been briefing people at the level of 3-star generals and CIA directors for 31 years this week when I first briefed the director of the CIA, who knew nothing about this issue. They were lying to him. So people make this big mistake, and they think that because you're in the U.S. government or the CIA or DOD, Department of Defense, that you know all about this and everyone's in this big conspiracy keeping it secret. No.
I guess that is kind of true in the sense that when you get information like that, especially in the government, you're going to get compartmentalized. I can't even talk right now. you're gonna get information that only is pervy, that only needs to be pervy to you, right? So if this is what you and this team is gonna work on, you're gonna get only this little bit of information. So like out of a ship, if you're gonna work on like the steering, you're only gonna be able to work on the steering. You're gonna have no idea what's working on the thrusters, the wings, the electronics, all the other little nuances are gonna be held by different departments, and ultimately the people above you are gonna be the ones who get to ultimately to see that blueprint. It's not gonna be you. So he may not be wrong in this sense.
99.9% of everyone in the U.S. government, particularly our political leaders, know virtually nothing about this subject. And what they do know is 9 parts disinformation, false information, and maybe 1 part information. And that's true of the House Oversight Committee, the Senate Intelligence Committee, the Armed Services Committee, because I know that when we have gone up there and provided, like the last meeting I had up there about a month ago, I had the senior official from Great Britain and the head of this special forces unit that is going to be assigned to law enforcement, not the defector, and then our whistleblower, the Marine, Michael Herrera.
So it looks like my suspicion is right that this is gonna be it's like our own military trying to probably scare our people and to giving them more power, more control, and giving Marquis Line and Lockheed and all these other like military-based companies a no bid contract to give them more dollars, more resources to keep murky in the waters. This is messy. Let me know what you guys think. What is your craziest theory on what is going on in New Jersey with these damn drones? If you're picking up what I'm putting down, then please like the video, subscribe, and if you really like it, then share it with some of your friends. My goal here is to spread a positive message while sprinkling my 2 cents on big topics like American, Indian, and world geopolitics, and even small stuff like Twitch drama and online debacles. And if you want to see it live, come join me over on Twitch. Twitch.tv/ActuallyElrod. That's where I'm going to do all my reactions, and after the reactions, that's where we get down a game. And if you're like, hey, I have a video that I want this dude to sprinkle his 2 cents on, then come over on my Discord and let me know and join the community there. And while we're at it, I have to say thank you to everybody who has made that Discord just so poppin'. I never thought I'd have a Discord that's so flowing. It's really cool to see. Shout out to you, Bobby, Omni, Demon, all of you who have been in there who are just super active. Logie, you're the man. Logie is the one who's like modding and helping run the server, so thank you, Logie. Lastly, I challenge you. I have a challenge for you. Make somebody laugh today. We all know there's enough hate and vitriol in the world. If energy is contagious like the flu, then let's spread and get everyone contagious with our positive energy, right? Not negative energy, because there's so much of that. And if we could just be a small little change in someone's day, then you never know. Maybe that's the thing that starts shifting this world to a happier, healthier, just better place. And with all that said and done, thank you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.